All right, welcome in as we get rocking and roll. I don't know if there's much rocking. There's a lot of rolling going on today, but not a whole lot of rocking today. But welcome in, everybody, as we get started. Another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. And Jason, is your volume okay over there in your ear?
Test 1, 2.
Yeah, I have you.
Yeah, you're good. You're
I
good.
didn't know if I had you, Toby Keith.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, Josh is here. What? He told me he wasn't going to be here this week. Look at that. I didn't know if I had you, Toby Keith, over there. Turn it up some.
No, it's good. All good.
Well, welcome in, everyone, as we are rolling this morning. The rocking will start a little bit later as I start to move around a little bit more. It's episode 654 as we get going today, and we do want to welcome you in. And, hey, here's the video. Welcome, everybody. Jason, good to see you.
Good to see you, brother.
We are here at Pastor Jason Bay, First Baptist Church. Big thank you, as always, to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. And, of course, here with Jason Bay, First Baptist Church, Harbor of Hope, here in Huntsville. You can find out more information online at fbchuntsville.org. Sometimes I feel like if you need that little oomph to get you rolling in the morning,
Yeah.
if you just say Huntsville, Jason, it's kind of like, well, it's Huntsville. You know, it's just kind of you're fly. You're just kind of glossing through.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put that Huntsville,
You know you're a local.
you feel like you're about to go through that brick wall when you say Huntsville. That's how I feel like after these last couple of Cowboys losses, you know. But we'll talk about that maybe later. Spurs lost too, so it's a
Yeah, and they were in the championship for the, what do they call that cup thing now?
yeah, it's just some marketing thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Try to get people to watch before Christmas.
these people were so. I was excited, but I wasn't like over the top. They call it the NBA Cup, and it's
Yeah.
a mid-season tournament now.
Yeah.
And it's a one and done type elimination. And the Spurs beat OKC, who were, they were on a 16-game win streak, unbelievable record. They only lost one all season. Spurs beat them,
Knocked them out.
knocked them out of the cup. And I mean, these guys people and fans are going nuts over this thing, and it's not even the NBA Finals.
But hey, at least that's something to give them to look forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, but the Spurs got beat by who?
New York Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah.
So the Knicks were seeking revenge after the 99 NBA Finals loss that they lost there at home at Madison Square Garden when the general, Avery Johnson, the Sean Elliott's of the world, the Avery Johnsons of the NBA world back then. Jason, I'm trying to get back into – I really am trying – this is a whole different discussion. I mean, I'm pulling out the sports page early, but I'm trying to get back into watching my Spurs and the NBA in general. I really am. And my son sat with me for 30 minutes. He was glued. I've always envisioned my boy sitting next to me on the couch. But the fundamental elements of basketball are gone. And it is, just like you said, run and gun, shoot. It's so fast-paced now, I just don't know how difficult it's going to be for me to get back into the game. Like EA Sports, it's in the game. I'm not in the game right now.
Yeah, I understand, and it is. It's a totally different game. But I think you hit the nail on the head the first thing you said, because when you and your son sat there and watched it together, as your son and your daughter get older and you get involved in these things, your interest will go right back up, because that's kind of like it is for me, just to watch sports, even no matter – it's just a communal thing, It's something you can do with your family or your kids, and you enjoy it together. But I agree with you. The old school basketball where they actually, ran plays to get open people inside, and, that was – nowadays it's just drive and kick it out to a three-pointer. And that's all across basketball now. The NBA has such a influence on – youth league basketball and every other area. I mean, our high school team that my son plays on, it's the same way, man. Get down the court, look for an open three. And when you don't shoot 15% on the 3-point line, it gets pretty old.
Well, my problem – I don't say problem. That sounds negative. Well, my problem. We're gonna have a new segment called Rob's Problems. Turn it up some. I'll have Toby's voice on there. Turn it up some. Rob's Problems. Went from positive to negative. No, we're not doing that. But here's my deal. This is my own fault. During COVID, I lost all interest in basketball. I guess maybe for me. I've been a loyal Spurs fan since the day that I watched my very first game on my great-grandmother's black and white Zenith small little 12-inch TV with UHF and VHF dials where you had to turn it and then you had to tune it. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly.
2 antennas coming up.
Yep.
Foil on both of them. You had to get up and move them around because we were 26 miles out of Austin. We didn't get the signal that great, and so I'd have to turn it. But I remember watching my very first San Antonio was the NBA on NBC, and I was probably in the early 90s. And I remember as a young child watching my very first Spurs game, and I saw this man standing at, didn't know it at the time, 7 feet, smiling, hooping, dunking. And I said, I like that guy. I was probably, maybe 7 years old, 6 years old. I remember it distinctively. It's funny how you can remember these things. And my grandma's, I miss her little tiny house. It was so much fun, but it seemed so big when I was a little kid, my great-grandma's house. And I remember watching that because she didn't have no games she didn't have anything in there. You know what we did for fun at her house? We got rolls of toilet paper, put them out in the living room, and then got snails from her backyard and had snail races because she wouldn't let us do it on the floor. She said, y'all better put some toilet paper down. And so we had snail races there at Granny's house growing up.
So who was that 7-foot guy?
It was none other than my all-time sports hero, David Robinson.
That's what I thought.
And I just became a fan. And then my uncle solidified my interest in the Spurs when I used to go stay with him in San Antonio. He lived actually out of San Antonio in a little Pipe Creek, Helotes area. And I remember distinctively watching – this was 99 when my interest really got rolling. It's because, that was the NBA lockout season. And my uncle always had the Spurs on. And, boy, he'd get into it. And I remember it, though, that it was weird because he'd have the TV turned off, and he'd have 1200 WAI on the TV, and he must have had the earliest of DVRs. I don't even know if they had them then, but somehow he managed to sync up the radio with the TV broadcast. And we would listen to Bill Schoening call the game. He said, I just can't stand those national announcers. They're biased. They don't like the Spurs. They like the Knicks. They like the Trailblazers. He was always everything was anti-Spur, to him.
Yeah, well,
and he was right probably.
Yeah, you've heard Chuck what he has to say about San Antonio.
Yeah, that old dirty river down there. But anyways, that's really where I gained my interest, and then ever since then, I remember that '99 season. I got really into it and just never looked back. And I always wanted to go to an NBA game, and in high school, I was working pretty much, I guess, full-time, you could say. I would leave school at noon and work till 8 o'clock at night. I've always been working. And so at a young age, back then, I didn't have any bills, so I had a little extra pocket change. And I remember connecting with the guy from my marketing class named Danny Chides. I was thinking of Danny the other day. I said, man, what happened to Danny? But Danny was a cool dude. He had one of those cool cars with with little Honda with the big exhaust. What I'm talking about?
Yeah,
and he had the little aerodynamic fin on the back of it. Danny was a good guy. He was such a good guy. And he said, hey, man, I heard you like the Spurs. I said, man, I love the Spurs. He goes, well, we ought to go to a game one day if we ever have money. And I was sitting there thinking, I got money. So back then, now I'm like, I ain't got money. But I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll buy you a ticket. Will you drive us down there? He goes, are you serious? This guy was no, I can't do that, man. I'll have to pay for it. I said, no, I'm going to buy the ticket. And I'll never forget, we went to the Alamo Dome back when they played in the Dome. And, we had some pretty good seats, and watching the Spurs, and I think they were playing the Celtics in that game. And it was just a cool experience. First NBA game. And it was the coolest experience, Jason. And after that, I just became a huge fan. And then fast forward, and COVID hit, and Tim Duncan retired, and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, the big three. And I think when Parker left for a while, went to Charlotte for the Hornets and came back, and then spent that it wasn't the same. COVID did something to the NBA that just never, to me, it's not the same.
It did something to everything, but now you got Wemby though.
Yeah,
and it's the whole new look. So. The Mavericks are definitely in a rebuilding, but
Cooper Flagg's tearing it up, man.
He 42 the other night in a loss, of course, but I watched that game. That was entertaining. He's going to be tremendous. But then, growing up, I was always a Rockets fan. My dad and I remember when the Rockets won the championship, and that was a memory that I'll have of my dad watching it basically the same way. We were living in a little house and had a little TV, and he and I watched that finals whenever the Rockets won the championship. I think that was in the 90s. But it was sports provides great memories for you and your family, and I think that's the reason. That's one of the things that I think is sports does, not only for teaching kids like leadership principles and teamwork and a lot of fundamental things they need to learn in life, but also it's that camaraderie that you have with your sons or your daughters or your family to enjoy that. That's why we go to a lot of the Aggie games. It's not so much about the product on the field. It's just the time to be together and enjoy something we all like and all can share camaraderie with.
It's good times, and, we're getting a few people to start thinking about this, and our friend Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel, she just now said, I remember going to an Oilers, going to the Oilers game, first professional game of any kind.
There you go.
See, for me, it was the Spurs game. I'd never been to a professional game, and it was like this magical experience of like, man, I never thought I'd be able to be here, but here I am,
I always wanted to go to an Oilers game and never got the chance. And my dad was working downtown Houston, and he was really busy at that time. We had a lot going on when I was, and but he took me to a Gamblers game. I don't know if you remember,
like the minor league.
Yeah, it was at the time Houston had that they tried to develop one of these new leagues, and so we went to that. And I had a ball.
You saw the name, you're like, Dad, are we supposed to be here gambling? No.
Gamblers. Yeah, I don't know why that came across.
Definitely no casino there.
Yeah. Anyway. But it was we had a good time, and we went to several Rockets games, and then he loved the Astros. We went to many Astros games back in the old Astrodome.
Well, tying things in locally, there's always a lot of sports opportunities here in Huntsville, the local school district, Alpha Omega. We talked about their success winning that state championship, which was exciting. But something here, a ministry of First Baptist Church about to get revved up, and a big shout out to Dell Enderlin. He does a great job organizing and putting this together every year. Upwards basketball. Give us some insight to the Upwards, Jason.
Upwards basketball is already full, so but every year we do Upwards basketball here. I've been doing it ever since I've been here. My kids have played Upwards basketball. Now they're coaching Upwards basketball and also reffing Upwards basketball and running the scoreboard as well. So we've been involved in this from the very onset, and it's a really great league, and it's a great opportunity to get to know other people in the community. We just really enjoy it. I enjoy coaching. I get to know so many people. I coach a team. This year I'm coaching the 3rd and 4th graders. And then my younger son, he's in the kindergarten, and one of my sons is going to be coaching his league, his team.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we'll see how all that works out.
So first year for the little one being in, huh?
He's in 1st grade actually, but it's in the same.
How cool is that?
Kindergarten through 2nd, I believe they play. But it's fun to watch. The kids, they do a great job. That's January through February. We'll be doing that every Saturday, and then we practice one day a week.
Well, it is a fun time, and as Jason said, it's full. But Upwards is a great opportunity for youth in this community. It's the only league, really. If you think about it.
132 kids. We capped it. We capped it at 130, but there was 2 kids at the last minute that really needed in, so we had to bump it up to 132.
They were like, probably, hey, let me in, Pastor, please. Jason, come on.
Text message. I got a text message that basically said that, and I sent it to Dale, and Dale says, do you want me to be the bad guy? And I was like, no, I want you to be the good guy. Let these 2 in.
Oh, man. Well, that's great. Well, and there's so much going on this time of the year. We'll take a break here in a moment, but I wanted to highlight this first, and then we'll take a break, come back with some news you can use. But, Christmas is here. I mean, we're down to the final wire, and I was all excited because – I'm so thankful to be able to help families at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and I don't do it for any type of pay, but they provide a little bit, and I'm appreciative of that. But in ministry, you do what you do, you do it because you're called to do it regardless of if you get paid or not. But so I was like, all right, well, great. Had a little bit of extra income come in, and then not to be negative, but what happens yesterday, and kudos to Brian here at our church, Brian, how do you say Brian's last name?
Croughton.
Brian Croughton had told me a couple of weeks ago, and I've noticed this, but he affirmed it. He said, hey, your battery sounds like it's starting to go out. Because, when you start, well, yesterday I like to take lunches sometimes over at Sonic or at a fast food place and just sit in the parking lot and relax and maybe put on a show, or something. And so I put on a Christmas movie there on Amazon Prime, and I was just sitting there enjoying my foot-long cheese coney with onions and mustard. By the way, the onion smell is still in the truck this morning, even though I threw it away. That's how it works. Went ahead and got the jalapeno poppers. I was feeling good. And I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and add in a pretzel with cheese. So I was feeling very heavy yesterday. I'm just sitting there enjoying. I took a late – it was like 2:30 before I finally got to go to lunch, and I'm just sitting there and I said, okay, well, it's been about 45 minutes after I'd eaten, so I better turn the truck back on and hit the road. Truck wouldn't roll over. And then after a while, it's just a tick, 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 tick. And I knew exactly what it was. And so I called my friend Kyle Kreiner first. Kyle's a good buddy. He comes and hangs out in the studio with us, and he and his family, they've been visiting here at first, off and on, and we just appreciate them. So anyways, Jason, I called Kyle, and I said, hey, man, where you at? He goes, I'm outside of somewhere in Louisiana. So I didn't want to say like I'm calling. I said, oh, well, I just called to check on you, see how you were doing. Well, then finally he goes, well, did you need something? And I wasn't going to lie to him. I said, yeah, well, I was calling to see if you could come give me a jump, but obviously you can't. He's like, no. He said, yeah, I'm all the way in Louisiana. He goes, I'd be there in a minute. I said, I know. Well, I started thinking right around the corner, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. So I called Billy. Billy was my second call. I don't like bugging him because they're so busy. I said, hey, man, is there any way you can come give me a jump? I'm over here at Sonic. And at that time, there was people on either end, in the stall. Well, finally one of them pulled out, so I was about to race out there and stand there. Also, my phone was at 9%. And when my phone gets down to 9%, it's literally about 3 minutes and it's dead.
Yeah.
And so Billy said, well, I see him. Jason Thompson's walking. He's right there in the parking lot. Let me go grab him real quick. Man, Jason was over there literally within 3 minutes. And I made a Facebook post, not even thinking about the funeral home. Of course, the jokes have started. By the way, thank you to Jason and Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They got me going. Long story short, I ended up getting a new battery. Boy, batteries are expensive. Man. And I want to do business locally, but I don't have the money right now to buy a expensive battery. I just don't. And so I called my brother and I said, what do you think about these EverStart batteries? He goes, oh, you mean Never Start? I was like, here we go. He goes, no, they're all right, man. So I ended up getting a EverStart with like a 4-year warranty. It was only $189, so that's not bad.
Not too bad. Where'd you get that?
Over at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up, they were so nice. There's a lady that's been there forever, and this young lady is an expert. She didn't even look at the book. She's like, what truck do you have? I'm like, a 2019 F-150. She says, V8, V6, what size engine, all that? And I was like, V8? She goes, well, she goes, I don't know. She knew like right away what I was telling her. She goes, well, I don't think they have that as a V8. And I was like, well, I don't know. I said, let me go check. I'm a moron when it comes to vehicles.
Yeah.
So I go out. What do? I find the Monroney sticker. For you know what the Monroney sticker is? By law, when dealers sell the cars, it's called a Monroney sticker. And so I found the Monroney sticker. It was in the glove box in the manual of the truck, the original Monroney of whoever bought the truck. So I found it. And it says right there, 10 speed, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But then it says V6 2.4 liter. I was like, this thing was nowhere near what I thought it would be. So I go back in and tell her, and Jason, she goes, oh, that's going to be an H8 blah, 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 blah battery. I was like, you know that? She goes, yeah. She goes, here. And she pulled up the book, and sure enough. And they were going to install it for me, but it was going to be like an hour, and I had to get the children. And so, anyways, I said, well, and they were really nice. They told me it's probably going to be about an hour. I said, well, man, I got to go get my children. I said, I don't want to rush y'all. I know y'all are busy. I said, can I just buy it and put it in myself? Because I know how to do it. It's easy. The Fords, they're really smart. Ford got smart. Thank you, Ford. Because they put the battery, and there's that block that you tighten that holds the battery in.
Yeah. It's like a wedge. Yeah.
Well, other car manufacturers, engineers didn't think this through. Typically, they don't. Engineers are good people, but some of them don't think things through. And you have to have an extension on your socket set to reach.
Oh, yeah. Down in that hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Ford is so smart. that they made the extension already on the nut and bolt.
Yeah.
And so it goes
real long.
way up. And so you're right there.
Yeah.
And so it was an easy switch, and I got it done. But I gave a shout-out to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and this is what I was getting at, and I'm hoping I can pull this up real quick. I know I've been yakking a lot, Jason, but I had put on there the good. Man, this is one of those deals I'm trying to find. How do you manage notifications? See, I had this flowing, and then I should have had this pulled up.
Don't worry about it. I go ahead and look it up. But, the thing that I noticed, and first of all, Rob, you should have called me. Anytime you need something, you can always call me.
Well, it was already later. I didn't want to bug the pastor.
Yeah. No, you don't. You can always call me. Go ahead.
So here's what I said. The good. I didn't think about this, okay? People caught on. They thought I was joking. The good. Jason and Billy at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. My truck battery died over at Sonic on 11th, and they came and gave me a jump. Thank you. All right. First comment, Sam Houston Funeral Home for all things deceased, even batteries. Someone said, that's great. There's a joke in there somewhere. I didn't mean that. And then Kyle says, sometimes all you need is a good jolt to get going again. So
true.
So anyways, thank y'all.
Have you noticed, well, I know you've noticed because it just happened to you, but used to back in the day when you start a car, you could kind of tell it was getting weaker,
I could tell, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like when it starts getting weak, it's just dead the next moment. I mean, it's not going to do anything. Like you said, you went to start it, and the motor didn't even turn over. Just click, 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 click. I mean, those batteries, when they die, they die. It's no hope for them anymore. So, but I'm glad you got a new battery. I'm glad you got a new back on the road. It's always bad when you lose your transportation.
Yeah, I'm thinking children, wife's at work,
yeah.
CPS if I don't go get them by 6:30. And then when I pulled out the Ford battery, it's called the Ford Motor Company, that's what they call it. I don't know if this is a joke, but again, some marketing person or engineer on the outside of the battery, they have kind of an insulation. I put it over the other one as well.
Yeah.
Instead of it saying Ford Motor Company, you know what it said on it?
What?
FOMO Co. So are they trying to make Ford the fear of missing out?
Yeah.
Ford Motor Company now? It literally said FOMO Co. And I was like, pretty cool, man.
Yeah, right.
What kind of vehicle? Well, I got me one of them F-150s from FOMO Co.
So was that, what battery was it that was in there?
FOMO Co.
So was that the original battery for the truck?
Yeah, I guess it was 2019, but
oh yeah,
is that a pretty good run? I guess.
Yeah, I would think so. That's a pretty long-lasting battery to last that long.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my story. All right. Well, let's take a break. Many of you are chiming in. Appreciate you joining us. We are here again with Jason Bay, First Baptist Church here in Huntsville. Always fun to be here on a Thankful Thursday. But we'll take a break. Jason has got the all-important news you can absolutely use. And that is coming up when we come back. Stay with us. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville, and we're here on a Thankful Thursday. Stay with us, please.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door.
This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today. Support for Spirit Radio. Braylon, say, this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
He's always there.
All right, here we go. From 1229, I'm going to try to change my voice. That's a horrible voice, Jason. Here we are from 1229. We'll get Jim. We need to get Jim in here to do one of these voiceovers.
Definitely. Voiceover.
1229J. Coming at you live from Bat Capital, USA. The bats are gone. Just like that leg pain from taking that natural, whatever that guy is on that commercial. You don't understand. It's gone. Jason Bay here with, I have no idea. It's news you can use. Jason Bay, here we go. Welcome back, everybody.
All right, a Christmas edition of News You Can Use, because we have some very interesting things coming up for Christmas, and a lot of things going on in our community. But I want to first hit this. Did you hear about this? Happened a couple of days ago.
Wait. We have to go traditional, though. You missed it.
What?
It's all you always enter. I'm got a pet.
All right, go ahead.
It's superstition.
Call me out.
You always have to say that phrase, like you always say the news on the second page or whatever.
That's
remember?
right.
Okay,
right.
Here we go.
This is news you can use. It's news you can use to discuss events, local events around your table, around your dinner time, stuff that's kind of off the beaten path. Well, we don't discuss those hot button issues that you might get on Fox News or NBC or CNN. This is stuff you have to dig a little deeper for. That's why you can use it.
Yes.
This from Houston Chronicle. I don't know if you heard about this the other night. Champion Forest Baptist Church. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah, they posted the videos all over the internet. It's mega church in Houston. They feature a 90-minute Christmas spectacular in which performers are being hoisted in the air with Broadway scale songs and live animals. So during their performance, they were bringing a camel down the aisle of the church, and the camel kicked its rear leg and kicked the face of a woman in the audience. There is video all over the internet of this woman being injured at the Christmas spectacular. They responded. The church responded. Our team responded immediately, and emergency services were engaged. A church spokesman said in a statement to the Houston Chronicle, "We then discontinued walking animals within the audience seating areas for the remainder of the shows." It's a pretty graphic video that they have published, but what do you think about all these big-time Christmas programs and shows? They seem like each and every year they get bigger and bigger and bigger. People hoisted from the ceiling with wires and Santa Claus flying in from the balcony. And
See, I have a problem with Santa Claus flying in at a church. That's just my opinion. But you know, these and I've seen a lot of comments on them, but these programs, you know, people know that when they go, they pay to go. They know that it's there, and they use those funds to fund different ministries of the church. So I don't really have a problem with the programs, as long as people know up front this is what it is, and if they're going to charge for it, and as long as that money's going for a good cause, then I don't have a problem with it. It's just like anybody else going out. But what I do have a problem with is those live animals coming in and not people just. It's one of those things that you don't think about. You never think that a camel would kick. Well, a camel kicks at over 40 miles an hour, and it'll also spit at you when you're annoyed.
Yeah.
Now, praise the Lord, that woman is okay. I read she is okay. She was treated and released. But Grizzy's Hood News is the one that reported
that's the video.
And
I saw that.
And in the video, she said, "This could have been very deadly, y'all." And if you've ever watched her stuff, I can hear her voice.
Yeah.
That girl, I don't know how she does it, but she is on top of every type of news that happens throughout the Houston.
She's basically the news you can use for the Houston area.
The police, yes, and the police go to her for things, and she's at everything. The woman never sleeps, and it is very. I'm not making light of what happened because it could have been very tragic. But the comments that were coming in, I had to quit reading them because people were saying like, "Well, that'll teach you to go to sleep during a Christmas performance," and I was like, "Don't say that."
Listen to what the article says. Champion Forest is a multi-site church with locations in northwest Houston, around 70,000 weekly attendees. Its large-scale Christmas show isn't a rarity among Texas megachurches, with Prestonwood Baptist Church in Plano having a holiday show that includes acrobatics, camels, and Santa on a sleigh flying over the crowd. Houston's megachurches are known for their Hollywood-like productions where thousands gather to worship under bright lights. Some Christian productions have been subject to scrutiny from some who say they're too flashy, while religious experts note they are part of a growing secular society.
See, I want to say something real quick, and I won't say names, but there's a big church down there in Houston everybody talks about all the time, and that's one of the largest churches in the world. We used to go there. Great, good church, but they don't put on the big production. They don't put them on. They don't put that on. But again, like I said, as long as it is Christian in nature and has the message of Jesus Christ, if people know, I would pay to go to that. I think it'd be kind of neat. But thank the Lord that woman is okay.
Yes, she's okay. My seminary professor used to say, what you win them through is what you win them to. So if you put on a big show and that's what your church is known for, guess what? That's what you're winning them to. And whenever that changes, if you win them to the life-changing truth of God's word and the gospel, then if you win them through that, that's what they're going to come for. You can go anywhere and be entertained. And that's what they're basically selling this uber critical, because they're basically selling this entertainment.
They're promoting it as that.
Yeah. But I really think that, as a church, the first and foremost thing that we must do is to preach the gospel and make it available to all, and that is enough. Jesus didn't have to drum up crowds with fancy presentations. Paul said that he wasn't a very good speaker. All of these, Peter, he was flew off the handle and was known as kind of a blue collar guy, not flashy in any but it wasn't about all the excess stuff. It was simply about the life-changing truth of the Word of God, and that was enough, and it's still enough.
Yeah, amen.
It's still enough.
Amen.
So I don't think we have to do that. I understand what they're selling it as an entertainment thing, much like a Christian concert would be or something like that. But I do think that
and I don't know if they do it if they do it as a Christmas service. Now that's where I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of like I love our Christmas service here at First. It's a very intimate time. It's telling the story of Jesus Christ, and it's not a big production. It's candlelight. People come in, they come into a relationship with the Lord. That's the way it is.
Yeah, and I think we lose sight of what the most important thing is. It's not flashy presentation. In fact, look at the birth of Jesus. It's the polar opposite of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Out of the way, people. Bethlehem, people from Nazareth. These young Mary, just a teenager, and it's the whole story is God showing His grace to undeserving people, and then you're going to charge $10, $20, $30, whatever it is. I don't know how much it is to go to something like that. I mean,
to get kicked by a
camel. And then on top of that, to shove Santa Claus in your face. I mean, it's I don't want to
keep Santa out of it.
Yeah,
and I know Santa Saucier joy. Santa's cool, but the church production thing, I think it's a whole different story.
So, anyway, my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't hold Hello Huntsville responsible for those hot takes.
It's a rare J-Bay hot take. No, but I'm so thankful this time of the year, and there's so many families coming together, and there are so many opportunities for people to hear that message of Christ. And I wanted to say one thing just to wrap up with this, that I'm looking forward to this year. Our Christmas service is going to be just wonderful. And, it's like a couple of Sundays ago, we had a lady, you didn't have to do all this big stuff. And here was a lady that came down and accepted Christ right there. That's what it's about.
Not even during the church service, after the church service was over. But and let me just say, none of our churches in our area in Huntsville do anything like that. It's always just the beauty is the simplicity of it. The beauty is the simplicity of it. The simple story of Christ and the power and the joy that He brings.
I'm gonna have to call the circus company. I was having them install a wire for you for
Cancel
Sunday.
That, Rob. Cancel that.
Josh was going to be the guy that was controlling the wire back there. Here comes Jason. Whoosh.
See, there's where we have a problem. What you win him through is what you win him to.
Amen.
And you don't want to win him through that.
Oh, that's good.
All right, couple more things. The hottest toy of the year, this is the Wall Street Journal, the hottest toy of the year is made by a tech startup you've probably never heard of. How an obscure company pivoted again, nearly ran out of money, and built a hit product. This product, now think about all the hit toys that can you think of a hit toy in your in the past maybe that you had to search for or that you desperately wanted?
Yeah, 100%.
Nintendo?
That was a big one. Nintendo, and then I was too old for it, but the Tickle Me Elmo. Remember that thing?
Yes.
Night.
We got one of those.
Josh is like, what is that thing?
for one of our kids. I remember that. And then also when the PlayStation 4, I guess that was, what's the one we're on now? 5?
Yeah, I think 5.
Okay, so when the PlayStation 5 came out, I think they intentionally had a shortage to drive up demand. But I remember at that time, our boys, they really, really, really wanted a PlayStation 5. And it was when they first came out, and there was none anywhere. And I was calling around Walmarts to see if I could find one, and I found one PlayStation 5. And I think it was in Madisonville. And I drove up there, and I picked it up, and I got it, and they were so excited because they were like one of the only people in their class that had one because all the other stores had sold out. But this is a gaming console. It's called NEX Playground. I hadn't heard of it till I read this article. It's basically about the size of a Rubik's Cube, and it has a little camera on it, and you hook it up to your TV, and it's marketed to young families, young children, and basically you are the remote control. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to help kids engage in movement. You play these different games where you have to move to do different things, but it is also involves a subscription service, of course, like anything nowadays.
There you go, yeah.
And the next playground costs about $250, and the annual subscription is about $89. But before I looked at it because I read this article and I went online and I looked at it because I thought, man, that would be pretty cool because we still have a lot of Christmas shopping to do. We haven't hardly done any, and we have a lot of things to buy, and I thought, well, this might not be a bad idea. You know, it's pretty cool. I think my young kids would really enjoy it. But everywhere I look, they're sold out.
Yeah,
they're sold out
Amazon.
everywhere. Amazon sold out. Walmart sold out. Target sold out. Best Buy. Nobody has it. You can't get it before Christmas, from what I found. But it looks like it's a pretty neat little gaming device. Now, got me thinking, Rob. So that's the hottest toy of the year. The hottest toy of the year, NEX Playground Active Game System. Similar to, what's the little Nintendo one that called?
The Switch?
The Switch, or what's the one that they came out with a few years ago? The Wii. Remember the Wii?
Oh, yeah. That thing was huge.
Bowl, and you could play tennis and different stuff like that. It's similar to that, where you're actually doing body movements, but there's actually no joystick or control. You are the control.
Wow.
The camera films you, and you do it.
I'm getting out of breath thinking about it. I'm at that age where I start thinking about things and I literally get out of breath. It's probably not good.
So I was thinking about this. When is the last time that you played a video game? Do you play video games now?
On my phone, I have one that I play called like Last War. That's the only one that I play.
Okay, what about on like a console?
Nope. I have tons of consoles, and I'll take it back. I'm a huge Nintendo 8-bit enthusiast. I collect the games, and I have a bunch of old school Nintendo stuff, and I still play it probably once or twice a month.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just like to play it. So.
Yeah. Do the kids play any of the games?
No, not really, because they haven't really gotten into it. They don't understand kind of how it works a little bit. So no. Braylon plays I have an old 84 Mac.
Yeah.
This is as old as me, 41 years old. She plays on that.
Oh,
I
cool.
set it up for her to play on my old Macintosh computer.
Neat.
The old black and white one.
Yeah. Well, my kids are all ages, you know. So I try to find games or let them play video games that are games that you just don't go into your cave and just never come out, you know. But games that are more interactive with other family members and things like that. So They don't play video games a lot, and we don't play video games a lot. But I do have the NCAA 2026.
Nice.
On the PlayStation 5, and we play that from time to time. In fact, I just got the thing back out like a couple of days ago because I hadn't played it in a while, and I charged my remote up and played a couple of games of that. And with my older boys coming in, we like to play together, against each other and stuff like
cool.
that. So that's
I do
fun.
like sports games on consoles.
And the basketball games are incredible now. You've got to check that out. And they love playing that too. But that gets really competitive at our house. The basketball games, because they can go back and forth so quickly, and it's pretty fun.
See, with all the advanced graphics, though, nothing, in my opinion, has ever beat NBA Jam. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
You never played NBA on the Sega Genesis, man?
I never had the Sega.
Did you have Super Nintendo?
I think so.
If you played NBA Jam, you would become a fan because as you continue to make shots, it'll go, he's heating up, and then it'll be, he's on fire.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that.
It was
it would literally be on fire.
And it was
right?
2-on-2, and I would play the Spurs, and Tim Duncan was not in it because he wasn't there. I would play David Robinson and Sean Elliott. Those were my combination. That was a legit game, man.
Yeah. See, there you go. That's what makes it fun. But we can look at it and think, oh, these are bad. But the kids like to play. My younger kids like to play Fortnite with one another. That's a huge game, and that was a revolutionary game for its time because they were the most profit-making game in the history at the time that they came out, and they gave the game away for free.
Wow.
And the reason how they made their money was they sold like the skins and all that kind of stuff, and then they started selling, and probably a lot of people are buying this now. It's those V-Bucks or whatever it is. You buy it at Walmart, and you can use those online to get skins or whatever you want, new weapons or whatever, and it's pretty good. I enjoy it, but I'm terrible at it.
My all-time favorite game out of all of it now is because I like to be creative. I got really big into Minecraft. And I'd play it with my nieces. We built our own server.
Yeah. See, there you go.
It was cool.
Now the boys have played that before, and they used to love that, and I used to hate it, but I because the graphics are so elementary. I'm like, y'all are playing this. It's just a bunch of blocks, but man, they've made a whole enterprise out of Minecraft. It's amazing. But all right, moving on. A couple of other things. McDonald's. I know you love the McDonald's news. McDonald's just pulled its holiday ad after immediate internet outrage. And here's what went wrong. The article responds. This McDonald's Netherlands had an AI generated ad this holiday season. Have you seen this ad?
No.
It's called. It's the most terrible time of the year or something like that.
It's horrible.
It's called it's now you can find it on YouTube. It's the infamous AI McDonald's ad. Just look up the infamous McDonald's AI. There it is, right there.
Yeah, people can't see it.
Most terrible time of the year. Yeah, it's people said the ad is creepy. It has a terrible message, and it's all AI. The whole thing is generated with AI.
Why would they do that?
That's a whole new thing now. All these ads. Remember last year we reported on we broke the news on the Coca-Cola totally AI generated Christmas ad.
But
remember?
why would they want to align with negativity?
I don't know. I don't know. Their whole thing, if you I watched the commercial, the whole thing at the end of the commercial is like, oh, come to McDonald's and take a break from the holiday stress. So that's basically what their message is. But
they better not be doing that too much.
They pulled the ad. They pulled the ad immediately after the outrage of the people on the internet. So there you go. Forbes magazine. This is a magazine about Jack Links. You know what Jack Links is, right?
The beef jerky.
Yeah, and now that you know that Jack Links is a $4 billion company. It's family owned. It's the largest manufacturer of jerky in the world, selling 800 million packages of meat, snacks, and other products a year. But there you go.
I was just about to ask you, how's old Jack doing? Sounds like he's doing pretty great.
The family last name is Link, of course, and the CEO is Troy Link. It's still a family owned business. But you talk about finding a gold mine. You see those beef jerky over the years since the price of that stuff has just skyrocketed over the past, I'd say, 25 years.
Can I say one thing real quick, Jason? You're talking about food.
Mm-hmm.
I was craving Domino's last night. I never really, and Domino's isn't bad. I just was craving Domino's, and Bridget was working late, and so I thought, I'm just going to go order a Domino's pizza. I get on the Domino's app, and it says that they don't deliver to my address. And I said, you got to be kidding me. But it's on DoorDash. And so I ordered it on DoorDash, and I'm really hungry, and I ordered the smallest ones you can get, 2 10-inch pizzas, and cheesy, like their cheesy bread stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it cost me for that delivery?
Oh, man.
And I gave the guy a $5 tip.
$30.
$51.
Goodness.
And when he showed up, I said, you're a Domino's driver. And I wasn't mad at him. He goes, oh, yeah. I said, well, then why did I have to go through DoorDash?
Right.
I said, man, I got charged out the kazoo for this thing. I said, normally if I could have went through your app, it would have been like $35. He goes, oh, yeah, our app is all messed up, and you guys are in the back part of our area, and the app doesn't recognize y'all as deliverable. So I went through DoorDash and had to pay a premium for the same thing. But you know what? I bet if I call them and told them they're so nice over there, they'd probably give me like a $20 certificate. Yeah. But it was just unbelievable. $50, Jason, for 2 10-inch pizzas and cheese sticks.
Ridiculous.
What does this world come to? Why did I pay for that?
Rob's holiday stress has reached a max because he had to buy a new battery and he had to pay almost $50 for a pizza. And so the McDonald's commercial is becoming a reality to you.
I left out. You always tell me, don't stay there. I left out my life insurance premium was due, my 3-month premium.
Man,
and my car insurance.
Oh, my goodness. Insurance has gone crazy.
You know what our car insurance is now for 2 vehicles?
What?
Just take a guess. Monthly for 2 vehicles, and I cannot get it any lower. I've tried.
You just have 2 drivers, right?
Just Bridget and I. But both of them have, keep in mind, both of them have loans on them.
Full coverage.
Full coverage. So you have to have that with a loan.
$200.
$420 a month.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to call the general.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
That was a good plug for this.
Moving on. The Houston Chronicle. Texas A&M sophomore Aiden Ross, a College Station native, wins The Voice, season 28. You kept up on that, right?
A little bit, not too much. And he's, since Blake Shelton's off of there, I don't really watch it too much.
Oh, really?
Anymore.
I thought you did because I haven't watched it, but I just saw this article. Ross, 20, is studying industrial engineering at the university, and he grew up on his family's strawberry farm near College Station. He emerged victorious in Tuesday's finale, which featured Ralph Edwards, D.E.K. of Hearts, Aubrey Nickel, Max Chambers, and Jazz McKenzie. I don't even know what to say, he said. Thank you to my family and to God. Happy holidays, guys. He said just moments after the announcements while being congratulated by his mentor and singer, I don't know, Niall Horan.
Guess what the winner wins? I just read this. I don't know.
That?
The winner of The Voice.
What did they win?
What do you think they win? Because I would have never imagined this.
Is it a dollar amount?
Yeah.
$250,000.
$100,000.
$100,000.
You think they'd win $1 million for winning that thing?
No kidding, as much as they put them through.
Yeah.
But I guess they also get like a recording contract.
They do royalties on the music, so there's a lot of. I mean, they end up doing pretty well.
Yeah. Just a couple other things. This comes out of Inc. magazine, but the major burger and taco chain is going to close up to 200 restaurants. Can you think of this major burger and taco chain that's going to close 200 restaurants nationwide?
I don't know of any that sell both burgers and tacos.
Jack in the Box.
Oh, okay.
Jack in the Box is closing restaurants amid falling sales and revenues. Its Jack on the Track plan aims to revamp the fast food chain and strengthen its business. But there you go, 200 of those Jack in the Boxes are closing. All right, last, I wanted to talk about different presents, since it is Christmas time and we're buying things.
Or not buying things?
Yeah, is there one gift that you can think of throughout the years that you were so glad to either get or that you were so glad to give? One of the best Christmas presents you ever gave or got?
Can I switch the script and say the worst that I ever gave?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
My dad was the hardest person to ever buy anything for, ever. And he got mad at me one year. Let me tell you the best thing I ever got him.
Okay, yeah.
And when he passed, my mom gave it back to me.
All right.
I bought him. It was really neat, you know. It was this dog. Now you gotta know my dad's backstory, you know. But my dad, for the longest time, smoked cigarettes. Now I'm not saying I bought him tobacco, nothing like that. Okay, but one time I was at the mall, and it was in a regular, like a JCPenney type store. It wasn't like one of these gift shops, and they had these piggy banks on the shelf, like in the gift area. And it was this dog wearing a hat, and he had a cigar in his mouth. It was a piggy bank, though. And it was really neat. And it was this old nostalgic-looking thing, and it was made entirely of metal. It was really heavy. And you pulled his tail, and when you pulled his tail, his mouth opened up, and that's where you put the money in. And it was called Old Puffer. And I bought that for my dad, and you know that was one of his favorite gifts that he ever got, and he used it. And when he passed, my mom gave me back Old Puffer, and I have him at home. It's nothing bad. It's just, you know, but the worst that I could, that was like the greatest gift I ever. As he got older, we just got him like clothes and those what are those little ham cheese basket things? He loved those things. And those are a gimmick, by the way, because nowadays you open them half the time, they're molded and something wrong with them.
Yeah, so expensive.
But we had all these DVDs like piled up, and I bought my dad a DVD rack at Walmart for like $5. And he opened it. And he's like, "What is this?" And I said, "What's a thing to put all your movies in?" And he looks at me and he goes, "I don't need this junk."
He was honest with you.
And one year, if my sister's watching, I don't know if it was her. I don't think it was her, but somebody. My dad could barbecue like none other. I mean, he should have opened up his own restaurant, but he said he never wanted to because then he would hate cooking. He loved cooking. He just said, "I don't ever want to do it for money." But he was the best. And he never used a thermometer. He used his hand. Anywhere that he could. He built his own grills. He had his own fire pits. He built everything himself. And I remember being a kid, he'd out there barbecuing chicken was his specialty of all things. And he had his own secret sauce that he made that was unbelievable. But he'd go out there. And so one year somebody thought it'd be a good idea. Well, let's buy Charlie Hip a thermometer for that meat. Man, they bought that. My dad face turned red. It insulted him.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's like, "I don't need no thermometer. I know how to cook my meat." So those were the best and the worst.
The best and the worst.
For my dad, yeah.
We have, so years ago, I started this little tradition that, it wasn't a tradition at the time. It was just an idea. We had gotten the kids, I think we got them that particular year. We had saved our money up. And we bought them a 4-wheeler. And the boys were young, and we were so excited about giving them that 4-wheeler, and we didn't know how to surprise them with it because you can't really wrap it up or anything like that. So we couldn't bring it in the house, so we wanted to try to figure out a way. So I at the end, after we opened up all the presents, there was just like a little envelope that would be easily overlooked. I stuck it under the tree where they could barely see it, and they got everything unwrapped and everything, and I said, "Oh, there's another little envelope there." And then they opened it up, and it was like a scavenger hunt. And they had to go to this place, and then they'd find another little clue, and then this place and this place. And then I had a part behind the house, and where they couldn't see it, and then they opened up the back door, and there it was there. And that was one of the best gifts I think that we ever gave. And so ever since then, they always want to do a scavenger hunt, no matter what size of the present. We do a little scavenger hunt, and it also involves my mother, because that way I always have one clue that makes them go up to Granny's house to get the next clue. So they all run up there, and then she gets to be involved in it too. So it makes her feel like included.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we do
y'all still have that 4-wheeler?
Yeah, we still do.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a Honda, and that thing has lasted forever.
Was that one of those that whenever you go to buy it as a parent, you're like, yeah, I get this is gonna be for me too?
Yeah, no, definitely. We put so many miles on that thing, it's unbelievable. And I would swear, I've never. This is bad to say, but I've never changed the oil in that thing or anything. and the only thing we do is just go out there and start up. The only thing I've replaced in that is the battery. And I mean, there's so many miles we put on that 4-wheeler. It really was a great purchase because I bought it on a payment plan. We could pay it out. We saved up some money and we paid it out, and I think it was less than $5,000.
Wow.
And then I think it was more like $2,500.
Did y'all get the EverStart battery for it?
We got the cheapest battery we could find. We're like you.
Yeah, same. Hey, brother, if I had a spot welder, I used to work at a battery place where I used to weld. Spot welder welds batteries together with little strip. I used to make battery packs. I'm gonna tell you, if I still worked at that place, I'd be making my own batteries.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. Well, here's a list. We're talking about the best presents and the worst presents. Here's a list of people are sharing of trendy household items that they regretted buying immediately. Now, I want you to think about things that people might think were great at the time, but then immediately regretted it after they got it. Okay, so here's a couple of them.
Can I guess one real quick?
Okay, yes.
One of them that I can guess are those ovens that sit on your counter. Because those things look so cool, but then they take up space, and people are like, this is a waste.
So a lot of those are centered around similar things to that. One of them is the Instapot. You ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah. We have it. We use it for tamale. I love that thing.
So I was going to say, we have one too, and we use it all the time. But this says they were such a craze for a few years, but by the time it warms up and then depressurizes, you just could cook the food normally. Well, I don't think so.
You can set it and forget it. I put frozen tamales in that thing, and 30 minutes later, they're the best tamales I've ever had.
So what we put in there is like pork roast, and you put that thing in there and just let it cook, and then you can put barbecue sauce on there and pulled pork sandwiches. You got it, and the kids love it. On hamburger buns or whatever. Also, just beef roast. We put that in there, and you put like a onion soup mix in there with some cream and mushroom soup, and turn it on and let it roll. But yeah, that was one that somebody posted. Another one was a griddle press. That kind of can open for griddling pancakes or change the plates to make a panini or waffles. And this person said it was annoying to clean, took forever to heat up, and we used it so rarely. Another person wrote a big 10-inch cast iron pan for Christmas. It was so heavy I could barely lift it one-handed when it was empty. Absolutely unusable for me.
The Lexus says it took them to jail because they used it on their husband.
Those things are extremely heavy, but they are very good. We have some of those that we use all the time as well. If you get it seasoned right, and you can cook anything in that thing. Another person wrote, robot vacuum. What a waste of money. I still vacuum by hand as well. It takes forever. It's noisy, and the dog hates it as much as the sweeper.
We have 3 of those sitting on a shelf now.
Really?
And you know how much those things are?
Oh, I know it. We did not get completely ruined from the moment we got it because the dogs come in. We have concrete floors. Dogs come in. There's so much dirt that they bring in with them, and we have to. And Kim's sweeping or I'm sweeping up it all the time. So yeah, I can see how that would be a waste of money. And I can see if you had like an apartment or something, or it was a couple, just 2 people living there. But for a large family, it's not going to work. A big 12-cup food processor. It felt like a good investment after we got married, but it's too big and annoying to clean. A seltzer maker. That was a big thing at the time. These things that make sodas, like you see.
Oh, yeah. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Waste.
You can't recoup your money. That's what it came back. Another person wrote gaming consoles. We just talked about that. Instant espresso machine. Another person wrote a full espresso machine. Any other things that you can think, Rob, that you got or thought that was just a total waste after you got it, or totally annoying?
So, do you ever feel around this time of the year? It's almost like you feel obligated. You have to do stuff. You have to buy something. You have to buy some gadget. And then you never use the thing.
Yeah, like last year, we were walking around. Last night, we came up here to our Christmas party for our deacons, and then afterwards we took advantage and went to to Academy. And we love Academy, don't get me wrong, but there was something we bought there last year. They had it out again this year. And we bought it for Hannah, my daughter, and we set it up and everything and put it together, and she played with it. The first day it broke, and we never could get it fixed back right. And they had it selling there. I was like, oh yeah, there's a thing we bought last year that broke the very first day we got it. But yeah, there's been many things that you buy and it's junk.
I've learned with children, like especially, and I'm thankful for folks buying us things. Don't get me wrong, and especially Lulu. We love Lulu. She buys all sorts of things for our little one. Lulu makes Christmas easier for us. But I see so many toys now and things that
it's just trash.
Yeah, and they'll play with them one time.
Yep.
Like there's one that's really popular, and you can ask my wife. Like I got frustrated with it because the thing I was angry at this thing because it was so expensive. It's called Tony's. Have you heard of this? Tonies. And it's a little box that's just a speaker. And you buy little things to set on top of it, and those things have like an RFID chip, and so they play.
Yeah. I haven't heard of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Complete waste of money.
Yeah.
Huge. That thing was like $150 for the box, and then you got to pay like another $10 for each character.
Yeah.
Well, what happens with little characters? Children lose them.
Yeah.
So if you lose the things, that thing has been. We bought it because Braylon really wanted it. She used it one time, and it's never been used again. It still sits on her nightstand, and every time I look at it, I get angry thinking about the $150 that I didn't have that I blew on that thing.
You know, and these toy companies, they know how to market to those age children. You know, it's like you said, she really, really wanted it. Well, how did she really, really want it? Because something she saw, you know, they feed it into there, and it looks so great and so perfect on TV. And you as a parent, you're thinking, there's no way that's going to work like that.
And then they want it.
Yeah, they want it. But yeah, there's great purchases, and then there's awful purchases, and we've all made each one of them. It reminds me of the story of the Grinch. You know, he's living on the trash. He's living on the trash pile for the town. And what is the trash pile? The trash pile is last year's Christmas gifts, you know, and that's what he says. You know, you get all this stuff, and then next year you throw it all to me.
Man,
and it's true.
It is, and you know those commercials where they're hearing it is, you know, as we get older, we can't hear those high-pitched tones. So they've learned to subliminally say things in a high-pitched tone, and what they're saying is,
they're programming
get
it.
your mommy and daddy to buy this for you.
Definitely.
They will love you more.
Yeah,
that's what it's saying in a high-pitched tone.
Definitely. So. To close out, this weekend is the beginning of the college football playoffs. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, starts it all. There's 12 teams left. One of those is the Aggies, but tonight will be Alabama and Oklahoma playing in the college football playoffs. Now, the Athletic magazine, they published a article I thought was pretty neat. I read part of it. I didn't read all of it, but it says this is the hang on, let me get to the top of it. It says the college football playoffs guide for bandwagon fans. Reason to root for and against every team. All right, so you know the 12 teams that are involved in this, Rob?
Quite a few of them, yeah.
Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, Miami, Texas A&M,
JMU,
Oregon, Tulane, Texas Tech, James Madison, Ole Miss, Indiana. Those are your teams. Mm-hmm. All right, so according to the article, the reasons why to like or dislike each and every team, which is a pretty good article because I just skipped down to the Aggies. But if you're rooting for one team, Rob, and you're leaving the Aggies out of it, leave the Aggies out of it. If you're rooting for one team, what out of those 12, which one would you be rooting for?
JMU.
Yeah.
Just because of the connection that they had. They're like a Cinderella story. They just recently came up from the FCS. Sam Houston beat them on their way to a national championship in the FCS. But here's an FCS program that has been good in the FBS very quickly, by the way. You go back to 2021, they were in the FCS. Look how new they are, and they're already in this college football playoff.
Yeah, it says why you should get on board. The group of five disrespect that has gone a little too far in recent weeks. We get it. 2 G5 teams in the field. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but James Madison did nothing wrong. It's not the Duke's fault that Duke won the ACC. But anyway, it all starts tonight. Saturday, A&M will play Miami. Is there one team that you're rooting against in all of those 12?
The one that I would root against, I mean, I don't know, not really, because there's no one outside of A&M who I obviously want to win. There's not one team in there that I'm like, man, I just can't stand those guys. You know?
Ohio State, because they won it, every year. They're right there at the top. And, I mean, nothing against them, but it does get a little tiring.
And that's how I was with the Patriots back in the day. You know what's a horrible thing, and I never wish this on anybody, but they were playing a game, the Patriots. This was when Tom Brady was in his heyday, and I kid you not, this was horrible. I don't even really want to admit it because it was bad. I was young and I was dumb, and people in sports say dumb things. And I said, I just wish Tom Brady just break his leg. I'm so tired of hearing about that guy. And and I kid you not, we're listening to that game, and 3 plays later, what does he do?
Oh, my goodness.
That was that year he broke his leg and he was out the rest of the season. And my buddy and Justin and I looked at each other and our jaws dropped. And at first we're like, yes! But then we're like, we're like, dude, we felt really bad about that. Did we cost And if we were young, I was like, I will never say that again.
Right,
That's horrible.
Right.
But he did. I mean,
A&M plays Miami 11 o'clock which is a very early game on Saturday. It's the most expensive ticket out there that you can get in all the college football play. The $225 is the cheapest ticket that you can get.
now, do you get playoff priority? Or
Yes, we got tickets not at that price. We got it at our standard price.
Nice.
So we're going, me and Kim and our 2 kids that are in high school, 2 high school kids, and then the 3 that are in college over there. They get in. I think theirs were only like $25 or something. Then they could buy a guest ticket, which they did. So, we're going to be over there on Saturday watching that game. Hopefully the Aggies will win. It's supposed to be a really nice day. The weather's supposed to be really warm, unseasonably warm as it has been. So we'll get to see that, and hopefully they'll win. And if they win, they'll go and play in the Cotton Bowl against Ohio State on the 31st.
So that's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday.
So if they win, we'll see you on Sunday. If not, no Jason Day, right?
No, I'll be here regardless. And it's not. 11 o'clock is an early game. It's terrible for the players because they're not used to playing that earlier. But honestly, it's great for me.
I was about to say that's great as a pastor too.
Because you get to be home at a decent hour and can it's time to get over there and get back. Game day is going to be there.
Oh, that's going to be huge.
Noah.
Are y'all going to go early and get there to the game day?
That's what I was going to say. Noah he bought a guest ticket because he had the opportunity to buy a guest ticket. So he bought a guest ticket and he invited Alan to go with us.
Nice.
So Alan's going with us, and Alan wanted to go to game day. So we're all headed over there. We're not gonna get there because people get there like 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll probably just get there about 8:30, honestly, and watch the little bit of the game day, see the band march in, go in at 11, and take it all in. So
that's gonna be cool.
Be the last game this year at Kyle Field, no matter what. So.
My former analyst, the great Phil Hansen, was on game day. They very, very rarely go to FCS schools. Mm-hmm. Well, with the powerhouse at North Dakota.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see North Dakota State lost in the opening round at home?
No, I didn't. But that surprises me.
Yes, they're the powerhouse in the FCS. They were undefeated, 12-0.
Who'd they lose to?
I think it was Illinois State.
Oh, wow.
They came in there as I don't even know they were like the lowest ranked team coming into the playoffs, and threw 5 interceptions and came back and won that game by 1 point towards the end.
I bet the people up there were devastated.
Oh man, yeah. And someone said that they said, we're so tired of they don't fill that dome anymore because they win so much. People just got complacent with the winning.
Kind of like Alabama.
Yeah, so they seat 18,000 and only about 10 have been showing up. They're only half full. Yeah. And so people are saying, well, we're just sick and tired of them winning all the time by so much that it's not even fun to go to. And then look what happens. Yeah. Well, there you go. You got your wish, buddy.
Yeah. People get their expectations get way too high. And that's why A&M, honestly, that's why A&M can fill their stadium so much is because A&M has been bad for so many years or just not meeting expectations. And this year is the one chance. There'll be over 107,000 people there on Saturday. They said it's a complete sellout. And like I said, the cheapest ticket is $225. And But yeah,
I'm waiting for the next Johnny Manziel in college football. I loved. I'm so devastated of his story, you know, and
it is a terrible story.
but I will tell you, he was, and I'm not saying it because I'm a Baylor fan and RG3, but RG3 was my favorite guy. Still is one of my favorite players of all time in the football. I love the guy. It's just for what he represents, what he stands for. I sent him he every once in a while he'll actually like my tweets, and so I guess if you follow or like somebody, you can send them DMs, and what do they say? He'll slide into his DMs every once in a while. And I told him one day, I said, you know, I know that you do all this sports broadcasting stuff now, but I said your true calling, I really believe, is a pastor one day, because he is just so in love with the Lord.
He does a great ministry.
But after that, watching Johnny Manziel, you didn't even have to be an Aggie fan to love watching that. He made it so exciting.
And you think about it, I mean, honestly, the NIL is a terrible thing, but there needed to be something that you know, it goes from 0 to 100 just like that. It's the pendulum swing. There was nothing for these college athletes, and now there's everything. But just think about if NIL was alive like it is today, back in Johnny's day. Because remember, he won the Heisman as a freshman. The second year as a sophomore, he came back, and when he came back, he didn't play the same because he was really more protecting his investment for the NFL.
Yeah.
And he was good, but he wasn't the same as when he was playing as a freshman. And it just showed you that if NIL was around then, think about how long he would have stayed. I mean, he would have stayed in College Station. I said he'd be a fifth-year senior if he could have to play, because you know he would have got as much money as he needed. And you know, Marcel Reed, the quarterback of A&M currently, he's already declared that he's coming back next year. But it's because of the NIL.
I was just watching some of those highlights, and I don't want to watch anymore because I start getting depressed thinking about what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, but don't be depressed. Don't stay there.
That's right.
Because A&M is in.
Yeah.
And they are going to win.
I hope so. Miami, Saturday morning, Saturday 11, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully they win. And like I said, if they win, they'll play in the next round in Dallas, Cotton Bowl at AT&T Stadium. So that's almost like a home.
Do you get priority on those two?
We got those two.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But now what they do is you can opt in to purchase those. And you opt in, and they don't bill you or charge you unless
it happens.
Unless A&M's
and you've never been over there.
No, I've never been there.
That's awesome, man.
So we're going to try to do that. I don't know for sure that we'll do that, but we're going to try to do it. Kim's family's from up there, so I told Kim if they do win, maybe just her and I will go, and we'll go up there and spend some time with her, stay the night in a hotel, spend some time with her brother on the 30th, and then go to the game on the 31st.
Would that be a Saturday game?
Mm-hmm.
Dawn's on
No. It's not. That's not a Saturday game because the 30th, it's New Year's Eve. I think that's
midweek.
Midweek.
I was going to say Don Jackson's on standby for you, brother. So.
Hopefully they win.
Yeah. Well, Jason, as we wrap up real quick, we've got about 5 more minutes. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. It's been a fun morning. It's always fun here on a Thursday, Jason. I appreciate you so much. I do always like to take just a brief moment before we go to highlight what's happening here at First and a couple of really special events. Obviously, we'll have service on a Sunday, but then a special service this Sunday evening. Talk about that.
So I did want to mention that. So this Sunday, first of all, 10:45, our Monday. Our Sunday service. Please come to that. Be a part of it. It's our Christmas service will be a great time to come together. We've been doing a series on the fact that God doesn't overlook anybody. This is a Savior for all people is the title of the series. And you look at these characters throughout the story. It's just like we talked about at the beginning of the program today, is that God uses people from out of the way places. He uses people that are the most unlikely heroes. He uses people that the world has overlooked, and you see that in the characters of the Scripture, and you see that in the story of Christmas for sure. So we're going to be focusing on that at 10:45. Then when we come that night, this Sunday night, 6:00, we're going to have a quartet come. A quartet's going to come, and they're going to sing all kind of. This is a really talented group that I've known for quite some time. They're all college students, and they all sing professionally. And it's going to be they're going to sing a Christmas songs, and they're going to retell the story through the Scripture. 6 o'clock. If you're not in the Christmas spirit now, come to that, and I promise you by the time you leave, you will be. They do a fabulous job, and I'm so thankful that we're able to get them to come this year. 6 o'clock Sunday night. The Christmas Quartet will be singing, and it's all free. Just come and hear the story of Christ and listen to it in song, and I know that you'll be blessed. After that, we're going to have a little cookie fellowship, so you can have some cookies with us and enjoy fellowship with us. And then, of course, on Christmas Eve at 6 o'clock as well, we will have our candlelight service, and that's always a well-attended. It's a shortened service. We only hear about 30 minutes, but it's a great time to pause for a little while and reflect that Jesus is the light of the world.
Amen. And big thank you to Carla Christian, by the way. She carries the peace light, which is literally a flame that starts from the candles at the grotto of Bethlehem where Jesus was born, where they believe that he was born.
Right.
That's under that church there, and in Bethlehem is where they have that area. They have candles lit year-round. There's an organization. The gentleman has his own airline, and they bring on 2 candles, so if one burns out, really smart, they bring that light actually to the United States, and in one of the chapels at the airports is where they distribute that flame throughout the United States.
Neat.
Carla Christian here in Huntsville is a big advocate for this organization, and she is a blessing to Huntsville, and she is the one, and I really want to get involved with this organization because I think it's something very special. But every year they do this. She keeps hers burning all the time, but that flame that we will have for the candlelight, and I don't want to emphasize the flame over the story,
just a symbolism.
but just a symbolism is that we will have that flame will originate from the flame of those candles in Bethlehem.
That's
so it's going to
awesome.
be pretty neat. So
Very
come
neat.
and be a part, but way more than any of that, come and experience the joy and the reason of the season is Jesus Christ.
Amen, amen.
So, well, Brother Jason, thank you. We got a busy day. Carolyn today.
Yeah, we're going out caroling in just a little bit.
Luncheon. I'm already ready
we're
for
having
the
lunch.
luncheon.
And then we're moving somebody.
And then moving. And
Yeah.
then we're putting antennas on the tower. Big thank you to Walker County Amateur Radio Group. Russ Cooper is here right now with some of the crew. They are putting antennas up. Steve Getz is here. They are drilling the countertops in the studio this morning. So, man, we are rocking and rolling, and it's like I told our team, it's all for the Lord's glory. All of this that we're doing, if we're just doing it to do it, then we shouldn't be doing it at all.
Well,
So-
and I just want to say, Rob, it's been so neat. And I know you've experienced this firsthand, but just as a bystander watching and trying to get involved where I can, it's been so neat to see so many people come and say, hey, well, I can give this. I can donate this part of the flooring. I can donate this part. I can donate part of my labor to this. And we've seen that, and you've seen that through this whole project, because I believe that people know that Huntsville needs a Christian radio station, and we're getting that.
Yeah, well, we're so thankful. And you mentioned those people like Steve. He donated some cabinets from the university
Yes.
that he got. Our friend over at TCS Flooring, Weldon Wallace, donated the nice wood tile that's in there. Another great friend, Dave Ward, over at Ward Furniture and Flooring, donated the carpeting for that studio. The McKenzies donated food for our opening. The Walker County Amateur Radio Group donated some clamps and their time of installing those antennas. All of these folks have been such a great part of this vision, and whether they know it or not, you know, they're part of that ministry, and it's incredible to see the support. And that's why we want to do this, to bring people together. We always talk about community, and in this sense of community, bring people together to help build something that's going to inspire people and encourage them and lift them up, and that is through the word and the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Praise God.
Well, all right. Well, that'll wrap it up. Fun morning. Jason, I'm looking forward to caroling today. You
Yeah,
got your
me
vocal.
too.
You want to give us a little preview real quick?
No, I don't.
I love that. I don't want that gift. Well, that'll wrap it up. Big thanks to Josh Mashi for helping us out today. I didn't know Josh was going to be here. He said he got in early, and so he was back helping today. For Josh and Jason Bay, Pastor Jason Bay, I'm Rob Hipp reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Hey, we'd love to see you. Come Sunday here, go somewhere. Get plugged into your local church, whether that's here in Huntsville, here at First Baptist, or if you're listening across the globe, just get plugged in somewhere. That'll do it. We'll see you back tomorrow as we wrap up a great week here on Good Morning Huntsville. Billy Cawthon, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home will close out this week with us. And that will do it. Jason, thank you. It's been a fun morning.
Man.
Have a blessed day.
God bless you.